over several days, causing significant structural damage. Another incident, and this time around in London. A shocking incident unfolded at ISKCON's Govinda restaurant in London in Soho region. It's right next to the ISKCON temple in Soho, a well-known pure vegetarian establishment. And in the video, the man approached the staff and asked, "Is this a vegan restaurant? So there is no meat? Are you sure?" When the staff repeated several times that it was indeed a vegetarian restaurant, the man pulled out a box of KFC chicken and started eating. Even as the angry staff and customers at the restaurant asked him to step outside, the man walked around eating chicken and offering it to everyone nearby. A despicable act that has come to the fore, outright insult. One of the rising instances of Hindu misya is a big question that we ask. There's a response from ISKCON Bengal, where Radha Mohan Das has now condemned the act. What kind of a world are we living in, and where temples are attacked is what he's asked. This wasn't hunger, it was hate, calculated and deliberate. These are not isolated incidents, but a pattern of disrespect. Hindus are mocked in a country where they've thought they are safe. Our silence is not helplessness, it is dignity, it is faith. Listen in.
In last 2 weeks, 30 bullets were fired at ISKCON's Utah temple in USA. Eggs were thrown at ISKCON's Toronto's Sacred Rath Yatra in Canada. And yesterday in London, a man shamelessly walked into ISKCON's Govinda's restaurant, and after confirming on video that it's a pure veg restaurant, pulled out meat, ate it and filmed the act. This isn't random. This is targeted hate against Hindus. And Indian liberals, absolutely silent. Had this happened at any other place of worship, there would be media storms, outrage and protest. But when it's about Hindus, there is silence. That silence is not peace, it's complicity. We say this today not in anger, but with a broken heart. Enough is enough. We call upon governments around the world, please protect Hindu communities, take action. Treat this as hate crime, because that's what it is.
Listen into the video and what happened inside that restaurant. Look at this person. He's got somebody who's actually filming him, and they're actually walking around making a video of this despicable act. Look at it.
Hi, is this a vegan restaurant? No. So there's no meat, no nothing?
No meat, no onion, no garlic.
Are you sure like there's no meat? Okay. It's a tip? Okay. Okay, well, in that case...
What is it? Oh my God! Prabhu, go outside, please. Go outside. Please.
What do you want? No, that's the vegetarian shop. We can't eat it. Get out. Call to Kakaravan.
Throw some. Throw some. Throw some. Throw some. Chicken.
They don't do it. Yeah, are you enjoying this? This is a business shop.
Excuse me, you're actually violating somebody's tradition. That is not fair.
Bring the chicken!
So that was the action. Now imagine if this was another situation, viewers, where something like this was done in a place of a different faith, and these kind of action, what would you have expected from the authorities? And this is in the United Kingdom, right in London, in Soho region. Now there is a statement that's come in from the temple itself, the ISKCON temple in Soho, and we're just getting that, reacting to this post. We'll get to that statement in a bit. Singer Badshah has also written, "True strength is in respecting what you don't understand." There was outrage online with netizens lambasting the act. Several users on X criticized the unnamed man. A person wrote, "This is beyond disgusting. He walked into a sacred vegetarian space with intent, not hunger, but hate." A post read, "This is unnecessary and evil. Hope actions being taken against this clown. This just shows what extent to which people have now lost their way. No respect for anyone and anything. I pity their state of mind. Hell awaits such people," read another comment. Another person posted, Hope the complaint was filed in the local police station. Don't know if he can be arrested for this or not, but this is pure hate, pure misya, Hindu misya. That's why we are asking. Now the Soho, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and the Soho Temple has now reacted. There's a statement that is out. So signed by the temple president Dayal Muradasaji, the statement says, we at the Radha Krishna temple have been requested to issue an official statement to clarify a situation which recently occurred in our world famous Govinda's restaurant and subsequently ended up as a viral video, particularly in India. The religious leaders and government heads have as yet failed to come up with a solution for the degradation of society, particularly amongst the youth. Due to the insufficient spiritual content in their education and poor role models in society, young people are now deriving happiness from other people's misery. It has become a social media phenomenon, and the incident at Govinda's restaurant was one of the countless incidents which take place daily all over the country in all kinds of places such as restaurants, shops and on the street or even in people's homes. All of this is filmed and posted on social media for the morbid enjoyment of the viewers and followers. We forgive and sincerely pray for the perpetrators of this undignified act, who due to ignorance are probably unaware or simply don't care about the pain they are causing by making such childish videos. May they awaken to the divine consciousness of seeing all living beings as equal on the spiritual platform, to no longer judge and act based upon superficial considerations, to grow to appreciate the beauty of culture, tradition, moral values and the truth of scripture, and to understand that the real peace formula is in loving devotion to the Supreme. These are just excerpts of this detailed statement that's been issued, but clearly the statement also says that the local establishment, the government of the day and those institutions have been unable to stop such acts. And this is just becoming more and more frequent all across London. We get to move on and shift focus closer home. Parliament session got underway. While addressing the media ahead of the monsoon session, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed Operation Sindur as a Vijay Utsav, victory celebration for the nation, describing it as a shining testament to the strength and precision of Bharat's armed forces. The Prime Minister said, and I quote, "This monsoon session is a Vijay Utsav. The entire world has witnessed the strength of the Indian armed forces. The objective set for Operation Sindur was achieved with 100% success. In just 22 minutes, our forces neutralized terrorists in their own hideouts." Listen in.
ये मानसून सत्र एक विजयोत्सव है। पूरी दुनिया ने भारत की सैन्य शक्ति का, भारत के सैन्य के सामर्थ्य का रूप देखा है। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में भारत की सेना ने जो लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया था 100% अचीव किया। आतंकियों के आकाओं के घर में जाकर के 22 मिनट के भीतर ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के तहत उसको जमींदोज कर दिया गया।
A 16-hour debate and discussion on Operation Sindur has been scheduled sometime through next week in Parliament, and this was announced by the Business Advisory Committee after strong demands from the opposition. Disruptions continued unabated in both houses of Parliament with a series of adjournments through the day. A face-off between leader of the upper house, JP Nadda, and leader of opposition in the upper house, Mallikarjun Kharge, who's also celebrating his birthday today, he turns 83, over Operation Sindur also ensued. Listen in.
सर, पहलगाम हमला 22 अप्रैल को हुआ था। अब तक आतंकवादी पकड़े नहीं गए। मारे भी नहीं गए, लेकिन मैं चाहता हूं कि उनके तरफ से हमको मालूमात मिलना चाहिए। विषय प्रश्न नहीं है, ये पहलगाम एंड ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बारे में आपने जो दुनिया को बताया, हमको बताया, हिंदुस्तान के लोगों को बताया, उसकी बात कर रहा हूं।
देश में कहीं यह संदेश नहीं जाना चाहिए कि सरकार पहलगाम और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर चर्चा नहीं चाहती। हम चर्चा करेंगे, हर तरीके से करेंगे, और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के सारी पॉइंट्स को देश और दुनिया के सामने रखा जाएगा।
Now, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi alleged bias, saying he was not allowed to speak in the Lok Sabha despite being the leader opposition. Defence Minister and others from the government are allowed to speak, but opposition leaders are not allowed to speak. The BJP MP, who was the acting chair for some time in the lower house, said that it was opposition leaders, including Rahul Gandhi, who were not allowing the house to function.
देखिए, सवाल ये है कि जो हाउस में डिफेंस मिनिस्टर को बोलने देते हैं, उनके लोगों को बोलने देते हैं, मगर अगर विपक्ष का कोई कुछ कहना चाहता है तो अलाउड नहीं है। मैं लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन हूँ, मेरा हक है, तो मुझे तो कभी बोलने ही नहीं देते हैं। तो ये एक नया अप्रोच है।
राहुल गांधी से अपील करूंगा कि आप कृपया, जब 0 आवर है और आज बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी की बैठक है, जो विषय भी आप चाहते हैं वो बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी में रखा जाएगा। ये सदन ऐसे नहीं चलता। हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हम सदन चलाना चाहिए, क्यों एडजस्ट करें? हम चाहते हैं कि सदन चले। आपका 0 आवर है, मैं चाहता हूं आपको अवसर दूं। जितने माननीय सदस्य के 0 आवर में आए हैं, मैं उनको सबको अवसर देना चाहता हूं, लेकिन आप सदन नहीं चलने देना चाहते।
Ajay Alok, national spokesperson of the BJP with us. Sanjay Jha, author, analyst, political commentator with us. My namaste and Jai Hind to you gentlemen. It's a straight face-off between the two of you. Ajay Alok, where is the problem? Why is the leader opposition saying he's not being allowed to speak? Others are allowed, but the opposition is not being allowed a voice in the lower house.
First of all, Anand, on a lighter note, I'd like to say, why on this earth Bharatiya Janata Party won't like Rahul Gandhi to speak? Whenever he speaks, he gives us something. He's an added plus for us. Now there's a request to Sanjay Jha, though he is not a formal member of Congress anymore, but if he has all sympathies for Congress, please pass on the request that whatever the time is allotted to Congress party by the speaker in the 16 hours debate in Lok Sabha, please allocate all the time to Rahul Gandhi for all the 2 days. That will be great. Great for the nation, great for us, great for the Congress party. Second thing, in any of the discussion, हमें बोलने नहीं दिया जाता। भाई, till the time he was not the leader of opposition before 2024 May. 2022, 2023, 2024. In one of the winter session, attendance was 0. Rest average attendance was 39%. If you're not present in the parliament, how are you going to speak? For speaking, you have to be in the parliament. Now, with the virtue of being a leader of opposition, you can speak, and you have to speak, and you should speak. We want that. But when you stand on your seat and you, at the same time, you are sending 10 and 11 members of your party in the well to create a chaos in the house, how you are going to speak? In order to speak, you have to keep your house in order first. Had you called all your MPs from the well, asked them to take their seat, and you would have spoken, then you could have made sense. But you don't make sense actually. Rahul Gandhi doesn't make any sense whatever he says. I mean, there is a system in the parliament. A written system is there that if you want to ask question, it has to go through rules. If you want someone to answer that, that has to go through rules. What is the problem in following the rules? What is this sense of impropriety? What is this? Why you think you are entitled that you can break any rules and you can go along my way or highway? Please try and understand. You are no longer, this is no longer 60s and 70s of India or 80s of India. This is 2025 and you are not in the power. For consecutively third time you have been rejected by the people and you have stuck a goal of 99 by virtue of which you are a leader of opposition. Don't you understand your position? Why you live in a fool's paradise that you can play and you can do whatever you feel like? And if it doesn't happen, you will disrupt the parliament? And why on this earth we will not like to discuss Operation Sindur? Tell me, Anand, you tell me. Because when we'll discuss Operation Sindur, we'll tell everything, whatever happened in Operation Sindur, how the armed forces acted, how the terrorist attacks were destroyed, everything. And at the same time, we'll also mention what was the role of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Because on the attack, after the attacks night, it was Mr. Rahul Gandhi who said, "Kitne plane gire? Jawab do. Kitne plane gire?" He was talking to the tunes of Pakistanis. He was the darling of Pakistani media. We will also speak in the parliament. We are not going to keep mum. We are going to let the people of this country know that what kind of a role leader of opposition plays when it comes to the national security. We will also say what happened in Doklam. When Doklam was going on, he was having dinner with Chinese diplomat. And it will all go in record. It won't be speaking in the media. That's why they are scared. They just want to create the chaos. They don't want the discussion to happen.
Okay. So
now, in spite of the Business Advisory Committee, which is stated for the next week, that because by that time Prime Minister returns from his visit, and this is a pre-scheduled visit. They are saying that Prime Minister should be there. He should listen to us. Prime Minister should answer. For that, Prime Minister needs to be there in the country. This they don't understand.
Right. So it is because the Prime Minister...
Be a responsible opposition. Be a responsible opposition.
Okay.
Work for the country. Take out our mistakes.
All right.
Corner us. There is no stopping.
But corner us and don't try and show that you're trying to corner, but you're actually running away. That's the allegation of the BJP. Sanjay Jaji? You're on mute, Sanjay. You're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Anand.
In this case, ऐसा मत बोलिए, मैंने आपको बोलने नहीं दिया. That's not true.
I will not.
Go ahead. Please.
Appreciate that. Give me equal amount of time, and please, I will respond to Ajay Alok right away. Ajay, the people of this country saw how your government treated Rahul Gandhi when he brought up the issue of Adani. You all hatched a conspiracy to actually disenfranchise him from his Lok Sabha seat. Number two, in terms of democracy, let me tell you, kindly note, and to the viewers of a very popular program, the Supreme Court of India Chief Justice has said today to the ED, your famous ED Ajay Alok, why have you become a pawn in the political battles in favor of this government? You have to answer these questions, Alok. You cannot escape them. Now let's come down to the fundamental questions, and I will wrap them up in much before my allocated time. Can you tell the people of India where are the 4 terrorists who committed the Pahalgam massacre? Number 2, if Lieutenant General Sinha has accepted full responsibility, the buck stops at the top with Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Modi.
Lieutenant Governor, not Lieutenant General. That's all. Please carry on.
Lieutenant Governor.
You said General, so that's
Sinha,
why.
that may be a slip. Lieutenant Governor Mr. Sinha talked about taking full responsibility. The buck stops with Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Modi. Are we going to hear that statement? Point number 3. Did Donald Trump really announce the ceasefire unilaterally or not? And why was the Indian government's announcement following that? You were waiting for a tweet from Donald Trump, the President of the United States. Number 4, Donald Trump talks about the number of jets that were lost during the military skirmish that we had with Pakistan. Does Donald Trump know more about confidential security information about India before India's parliament and India's media and India's public? And by the way, point number 5, General Munir has breakfast and lunch with Donald Trump in the White House. And what does Donald Trump say? Pakistan is a great friend. And this after we are telling the world that Pakistan created the Pahalgam terror massacre. Is this diplomacy? Number 6, Pakistan becomes the vice chair in the UN Security Council of the Counter-Terrorism Center. Is this Indian diplomacy? Number 7, Pakistan becomes the chairman of the Taliban Sanctions Committee. I mean, aren't you guys ashamed of yourself? Point number 8, Pakistan gets an IMF loan and the Indian government has no answer. No answers at all. Point number 9, the State Department of the US government says Pakistan has been a phenomenal partner in counter-terrorism. Where is Mr. Modi? He is missing in action. Point number 9. Quad, SCO, BRICS, all of them condemn the fact that there was a terror attack. Nobody names Pakistan. This is the state of Indian foreign policy and diplomacy. Last but not the least, here is the problem. Even in the neighborhood, my dear friend, you should have sent Shashi Tharoor and the entire gang not to the Americas and to Europe and the other places for a jaunt, but you should have sent them to the neighborhood of Myanmar, Burma, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, where we stand diplomatically isolated. Your government, I'm sorry to tell you, our government, unfortunately with you guys, the most incompetent, the most blundering, the most disastrous government in India's parliamentary history.
Right.
You have compromised not just India's territorial integrity. 1 minute, my last line. You have allowed a third-party intervention in our foreign policy, and you have not even had the decency to properly, in a very honest manner, apologize for the massacre of our innocent people in Pahalgam.
Right.
Because you told the people of India that Kashmir was now terror-free.
Sanjay, you have to yield.
Article
Let him respond.
370 had solved everything.
Okay. Now
Let
respond.
him answer these questions.
Let Ajay Alok respond.
Now,
no rhetoric. Answer the
Mr.
question.
Sanjay, I don't say rhetoric. That's your actually patent. Mr. Sanjay Jha responded in almost double the time what I had spoken. But did he ever took a word called parliament disruption in the whole speech? Why today parliament was disrupted? If he had mentioned, you can remind me. I never heard a parliamentary disruption today. Did he ever took a word called Mr. Rahul Gandhi? I didn't hear it. What was your question? And this is what you call rhetoric. Now, Mr. Sanjay Jha, how do you know that those 4 terrorists were not killed in the ambush which was carried by Indian Army, in which more than 100 terrorists were killed? How you and Mr. Kharge know that who are those terrorists and they are still alive? How do you know? You know so much about Pakistan, much more than RAW and much more than our intelligence agencies. What is this? What is this relationship? Now, as far as Pakistan goes, how he secured the loan, how he became how Pakistan became the chairman, you also know in United Nations, it's a rotatory process. Pakistan has to become. Now, how he gets the loan? If America wishes, he gets the loan because in IMF Monetary Fund, the biggest donor is America. We all know this. There is no question of diplomacy. Every country in this world secure their own interest. That's what we have done. That's what we have done. Is there anything wrong in it? Today, when NATO says that if anybody takes oil from Russia, we are going to sanction them, we rebut immediately. That is our strength. You never had the guts to do that. Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao wrote in his book, now I have the back of Mr. George Bush. No one can say to me anything, and he stalled the nuclear test program on the pressure of America. This is what you call pressure. We don't take pressure. We work in the interest of the country. And please, if you can enlighten us, what took Mr. Rahul Gandhi to disrupt the parliamentary proceedings today? Because the parliament runs from my money, you are also a taxpayer. And it's our government, which you corrected later on. Obviously, your understood hatred for Mr. Modi is gradually developing into hatred for your country. Because what Rahul Gandhi did during the whole Operation Sindur was absolutely an anti-national step. He was the hero of Pakistani media. Isn't this true? And you are calling Shashi Tharoor and gang. You are calling your own member a gang. This reflects your mindset, not my mindset or the country's mindset. Anybody who doesn't toe the line of Gandhi family, he becomes a gang. And you tell me that I know rhetorics. Great, Sanjay Jha. You must not bow down so much that your spine breaks up. Please rise to the occasion.
But you must accept, Dr. Ajay Alok. Sanjay ji wants to respond, but allow me a slight intervention. One point, Dr. Ajay Alok, you must accept that had the actual perpetrators, the butchers of Pahalgam, had they been neutralized, the government would have made an open song and dance about it. They are somewhere still there, but there has not been an update. I think it was very magnanimous and was taking moral responsibility for an act happening under his watch, because security is under him, was very clear about, and I think the LG Manoj Sinha will never dither from it, because it is under him that local recruitment since the abrogation of Article 370 has come down to single digits. It is also under him that the number of attacks which have happened have come down drastically. So for a massacre like this to happen, it happened under his watch, and he's taken moral responsibility for that. And I think we should, irrespective of which side of the political spectrum we are, that somebody is taking up the responsibility for an act that happens, commend him for it. How it happened, why it happened, yes, those are questions which should be asked, and there should be a thorough questioning of it. And those who have been responsible or who were there at that time to cause these errors have also been reprimanded, and action has been taken against them. So that is also something which we must happen. Some things happen post facto. But the other thing, Sanjay Jha, is that if the opposition wanted to corner the government,
let me give me 30 seconds.
I'll give you both time. I'll give you both time. Like I had an observation here, I have another observation with Sanjay Jha. The fact is that Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, if they wanted control of the house, they should have stopped, and they wanted to be heard, they should have stopped the opposition from running into the well. Because, sir, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge made his voice heard and asked the questions that you asked right now of Dr. Ajay Alok in the upper house. But Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not. He had the opportunity. And that is something we must accept. Yes, Dr. Ajay Alok.
I thought it was my turn.
No, Ajay Alok and then Sanjay Jha. Both of you.
Wow. Okay. So he's getting a third turn for the
record. No, Sanjay Ji, I will be fair. I will be fair. I'll come to you.
I'm just saying for the record, he's getting a third turn.
No. I will come back to you and I'll give you your answer.
We are a government. We are a government who doesn't run from the responsibility. We owe the responsibility, and we are responsible. And yes, the Lieutenant Governor said that yes, it's my responsibility. I take the responsibility that the attack happened. In the same breath, he also said that all the perpetrators are identified, and very soon you'll hear the news that they have met their fate. It's not going to take long. Now, how our security and intelligence agencies are going to perform it, that is not important. That every detail and everything needs to be said to the whole country.
It is
now,
not. It is
I
not
just
about.
fail to understand. If we are government, we take the responsibility. Where was the responsibility in 2008 Mumbai attack? Where was this responsibility in 2013 Hyderabad blast, Mumbai blast, and series of blasts? Where was this responsibility?
I think there was a reason why that they are no longer in power, and the BJP is for the last at least decade and 2 years. That because of the mistakes of the past. So let's not get into where was, because they were not there. Okay, they did not have. This time around, this is a different Sarkar, the response is different, we've gone up the escalation metric, and the kudos to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the NDA for the leadership they have shown. But if there were gaps, if there were errors, then those are the fair questions to ask. Sanjay Ji, yes, respond to Dr. Ajay Alok and also my question. Please, go ahead.
Yeah. First and foremost, let me tell you, Anand, today the viewers of your program can see how the BJP responds with misleading information. Which is why under the BJP and this government, we have become the disinformation, misinformation capital of the world. My friend Ajay Alok openly says, how do you know that we haven't liquidated the terrorists? I mean, it's a blatant lie. I'm glad we called it out. But this is the problem. They lie with a straight face, with extraordinary confidence, which is what Ajay is doing right now. It's a tragedy. He was a good man in an earlier party. Here is a significant question that he needs to answer. If Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has the courage after months,
parliamentary disruption.
Months,
okay, one minute.
Let me finish. To accept responsibility for the Pahalgam massacre, Mr. Alok, today, Mr. Modi gave an 18-minute unprecedented speech before even the parliament began, which he should be saying in parliament, not to the media. But here is the question. That end of day, when the Pahalgam security intelligence leak happened, who were the two leaders who were going to town telling the people of India that after Article 370 abrogation, terrorism and militancy has been obliterated. Innocent Indians went on Kashmir tourism and they have died.
Okay.
And who takes responsibility for it? And 1 minute, another 1 minute. This is not a fair distribution of time. So give me 30 seconds more and I have no
we have
problem,
another dynamic to add in the conversation. You have more time.
I did not indulge in bhashan and in dialogue. I asked him, and I have 12 questions before me, which I asked in a quick synopsis. And he could not answer even one of them because they have no answers. because he's actually justified that if Pakistan became UN Security Vice Chair for counter-terrorism, which is absurd and ridiculous for a government that blamed Pakistan for Pahalgam.
Do you really believe in UN?
That is absolutely ridiculous.
One minute. Sir, what happens, sir, in these cases is that ghosts of the past continue to haunt when questions in the present are asked. So
did Donald Trump condemn it?
Sir,
No.
1 minute. Let's stick to this. Conversation, because in the past, sir, when China became the chair of UN Human Rights Council, did the UP ever say no? Or question how can they
that
be?
That is a whataboutery question.
Sir, because it is a
By the way,
sir, it's a UN procedure.
My question is, was Pakistan involved in Pahalgam?
Sir, I think what is important
is this government even
what is important
aware of what has happened in Pahalgam?
What is important is, sir, that if Pakistan was able to say that TRF is a local agency and get their names erased in UNSC, today, America has now designated the TRF as a foreign terrorist organization, and that's a big get. And you, in your wisdom, will know it's easier to get UN to proscribe or not proscribe and get it deleted because it's it's more symbolic, but it's more difficult. It's more difficult to get the US State the US State Department to do it. But the question, but there are a few questions. One minute, Sanjay, 1 minute. But there are a few questions which you have asked, which Mr. Rahul Gandhi should have asked in the lower house, and he would have been able to ask had the opposition members not rushed to the well.
Okay, let me answer that for you.
That's my observation, and that disruption part
remains.
Let me answer
that for you. The United States has also designated Hafiz Saeed as a terrorist with a bounty of $25 million. Did anything happen?
Correct.
Stop trying to make a victory out of nothing for this government.
No, 1 minute. When was Hafiz Saeed designated?
This government has been a disaster.
When was Hafiz Saeed designated? When was Hafiz Saeed designated? And did anything happen at that time also, sir? There were questions. There will be questions that will be asked, and we'll have to do a deep dive, and we'll have to do a dispassionate deep dive of where Bharat was at that time and what mindset, and where Bharat is today with what mindset. But please ask questions. Those that you asked, Mr. Rahul Gandhi could have asked that on the floor of the house in lower house. If Mallikarjun Kharge could ask those questions in the Rajya Sabha, Rahul Gandhi should have been able to ask those questions in the Lok Sabha, and that would have happened had they not run into the well of the house, sir. 1 minute, sir. That's where I'm coming to the next part of this conversation between the three of us, and just the other part of it, and we'll take this forward. Days after the Aam Aadmi Party distanced itself from the INDI alliance or the India bloc, saying that they are no longer a part of the alliance, more rift within the alliance. Rahul Gandhi hit out at ally CPIM in Kerala. He said, and I quote, "I fight them in the realm of ideas and in the realm of speech, but my biggest complaint is that they do not have feelings for the people." This he said while addressing a memorial meeting to mark the second death anniversary of former Kerala Chief Minister Oommen Chandy. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Uddhav Thackeray has admitted that there are internal ego clashes and poor coordination within the Mahavikas Aghadi that led to its assembly election defeat in Maharashtra, further fueling doubts about the opposition's unity. Listen in.
I fight the RSS ideologically. I fight the CPM ideologically. I fight them in the realm of ideas. But my biggest complaint with them, is that they do not have feelings for people. You can give whatever speeches you want. You can have whatever ideas you want. If you do not feel for people, if you're not ready to connect with people, if you're not ready to hug people, you cannot be a leader.
So why are alliance partners now cornering the Congress? Congress's concerted push for Muslim votes has raised concerns among regional parties, fearing it may alienate their own vote bases or disrupt existing political equations. Congress's push for issues like reservations and caste surveys clashes with regional parties like DMK and Trinamool Congress, who have already addressed these matters in their own states. Many regional parties have their own goals, not always aligning with Congress's national agenda. In states like Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, alliance partners feel Congress took credit for the India Bloc 2024 Lok Sabha poll success, denying them their share. State-specific dynamics in Bihar, RJD seeks a stronger position in seat-sharing talks while upcoming state polls. Congress's delay in finalizing seat-sharing has often resulted in frustrating key partners like Samajwadi Party, AAP, leading them to contest elections independently. We'll just get back to our guest straight away, and there are multiple reactions on this. So Sanjay ji, starting with you, one of the part is that is there confidence in Rahul Gandhi as the leader opposition in the Lok Sabha among all the other parties, or do they feel that he is not the right person for this job? That's one. Secondly, sir, that the Congress does not live up to this alliance dharma. What Uddhav Thackeray is saying in Maharashtra, that day we had this conversation. I said there are shifting sands in Maharashtra and these are signs for it. What Uddhav has just said Uddhav ji has just said in this interview. Yes, please.
A short answer, Anand.
Ji.
When the Bihar elections come up, you will see an exhibition of complete solidarity. You're aware that the India Alliance leaders had a conversation over the weekend. There is concern, serious concern, over the way the country is being governed by the Modi government. There is serious concern that a great country and what used to be once a great democracy is being blatantly asphyxiated in broad daylight. And I will go back to what you mentioned. What is the problem with India Alliance? I don't think India Alliance has any problem. The problem is this government. Look at what the Supreme Court and the Madras High Court had to say about the ED and the way it functions, like a super cop doing what it wants, because this government is trying to obliterate the opposition. So they try and use every trick in the bag to try and break them. We saw what they did in Maharashtra. You and I had a conversation the other day. Ajit Pawar, whom Narendra Modi called as a natural corrupt party and a chakki piecing party with a 70,000 crore scam, is now part of the government in Maharashtra. So I think the challenge that the India Alliance faces is to fight the election commission in Bihar. We'll wait for the Supreme Court verdict, but everybody is united because this is a battle for the soul of India. This is beyond a political contest. This is a battle for the soul of India.
Very stirring representation, but at least this government has not put the opposition in jail, imposed emergency and run its writ. It's actually winning them over in that way from a political parlance. Whether it is fair or not is open to political debate.
We have unofficial, undeclared emergency, my friend.
That is a paradoxical statement. Anyway, but we know that also. But it's a nice takia kalam for the opposition to have, but that's not true. That's different compared to what happened in the past. But Ajay Alok ji, Ajay Alok ji, increasingly your reliance on Rahul Gandhi to prop up the government up because of his this one may actually backfire, because the opposition seems to now decide that okay, we are going to carpet bomb differently. We're going to have a different position altogether. And in this case, this case, is the BJP now, because of the kind of people you are importing or you are trying to get onboarding, is there a congressification of the BJP that could also happen? Go ahead, please.
Ajay Alok is a good example himself.
Well, Anand,
they were ideologically moorings of the CHEDU always. Yeah, go ahead, please. Ji.
Sanjay doesn't know about me that I started my career with BJP only.
Yeah.
And I had my ideological differences with the state leadership. That's why I left and went to JDU. And I'm back in BJP. Anyways, the debate is not about me. The primary debate here is that how are these Ghamandiyas function? I call them typical Ghamandiya because of their inflated egos. How they function, it's not a matter of concern for us.
Ji.
It works in our favor. The more they break up, the better for us. So why I will wish that they should stand united? Because they were never united. I always used to call them Vipakshi is like Pakshi, V and Pakshi. If you just break them, it's V plus Pakshi, and Pakshi are what? Birds. Different birds cannot stay together. So that is what is happening. But in the chaos, they are leading the country to chaos. Now I'll give you a classical example for that. Today, the SIR revision has been completed by 96.2%. The Election Commission gave the figure. Why the Bandh was called? Why Chakka Jam by Rahul Gandhi and Tejasvi Yadav? What was the fear?
Right.
An Election Commission of this country is not allowed to delete those names who are already dead.
Right.
Is the Election Commission of this country is not allowed that if there is a voter duplicacy, they should check it?
Okay.
Is the Election Commission is not allowed that those who are not voted for last 10 years, their name should be deleted?
Sir, okay.
Is it the responsibility
it is
of
not
the
about
Election
SIR
or not, according to Article 326?
It is not about SIR. We will take that debate also further, but I have run out of time.
No,
it is about.
No, I'm not talking about SIR. I'm trying to give you an example that how they create chaos in the country.
My supposition.
How they create chaos in the country. And today they have created chaos in the parliament.
My submission is Parliament should function.
The whole point is
Parliament should not be held to ransom.
using
And
EC.
it is true, Parliament is nobody's drawing room, irrespective of government or the treasury benches or the opposition. They need to allow, if the upper house can function, can have a sane debate, why can't the lower house? It's a simple question. That's where it is. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I've got to move on quickly. Here, thank you to our guests joining us. Now, in a major crackdown under Mission Asmita, the Uttar Pradesh police on Saturday busted a sprawling illegal religious conversion and radicalization racket, arresting 10 people from 6 states. And according to officials, the operation, which began in Agra in March following the disappearance of 2 sisters, has unearthed a sophisticated network allegedly involving coercive conversion, psychological manipulation and radicalization using methods similar to those employed by ISIS. As per UP police, 10 arrested across 6 states after raids. Mastermind of the racket held from Agra. The girls were being targeted, lured with jobs and coerced into converting the modus operandi. The gangs, following ISIS-inspired radical module, social media, dark web used to radicalize the youth. The funding allegedly from Canada, US, Pak and Gulf nations. The terror links are links with PFI, SDPI, Pak terror organizations. And more details about this Agra conversion racket is now surfaced. Accused Ali from Jaipur, a Hindu Rajput by birth, converted to Islam after relations with a Muslim woman, acted as a legal advisor for other converts. The named individuals linked to Lashkar gave mobile numbers, names and will now be verified by Uttar Pradesh STF and ATS. Accused Abu Talib hails from Muzaffarnagar, involved in attempts to convert 2 girls, later rescued. Accused Rahman is the next one. Rahman Qureshi, resident of Agra, runs a YouTube channel named the Sunnah with over 1.69 lakh followers. Accused of brainwashing individuals. There is another accused, Abdur Rahman, converted individual from Uttarakhand, targeted Hindu girls for conversion, lured girls via marriage into Muslim families. Another accused, Ali Hassan, a court employee, husband of Aisha from Goa, real name is Shekhar Roy, converted individual, provided legal assistance to those involved in conversions. Accused Aisha from Goa reportedly acted as the main funding distributor, circulating money to those executing conversions. And in the Agra conversion case, the funding is coming from Canada. That's been uncovered. Being funded from Canada. Out of 10 people arrested, 6 are converted individuals. Victims expressed a desire to become mujahida or female warriors for Islam. They also sought to sacrifice self, fidain, set multiple display photos in burqa and AK-47. That's what they have done. Now, these illegal links are also now linking with Zakir Naik, Simi and PFI's role being investigated for illegal conversions. Foreign funding being linked to fugitive extremist Zakir Naik. The ED has also got important clues. ED is investigating the role of Simi and PFI. Income Tax Department has expressed apprehension in the month of February. Clues were collected of foreign funding for illegal conversions, construction of mosques, madrasas and tombs. Clues were also found of funding from UAE, Turkey, Dubai, Canada, America, UK, Islamic countries. Districts on India-Nepal border have been targeted. Zakir Naik, known for illegal conversions, fled to Malaysia after tightening the noose around Islamic Research Foundation, beg your pardon. So it's not just Chhangur and his grooming gang. There is another set of grooming gangs and there are so many more like this, and their objective is very, very clear. Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey, former GOC 15 Corps of the Indian Army with us, Professor Nachiketa Tiwari, IIT Kanpur, and has steered the launch of MA Hindu Studies program in more than 25 plus universities across Bharat. Namaste and Jai Hind, gentlemen. This is a demographic alteration. This is pan-Islam or a Ghazwa-e Hind at work without the sword. It is to try and convert more and more of the population, and these neo-converts become far more radicalized. General Pandey and then Professor Nachiketa Tiwari. General Pandey.
Yeah, so Anand, I think it's very surprising that this network has been working under the shadows of 2 BJP government in the states, right? So where possibly there is much more scan which is on, you imagine what is, after a discovery of this one network, what is going around in other states and which is still not come out. The second is look at the face of Chhangur Baba when he walks, the body language and the age. And can you believe that this one gentleman is getting funds 500 crore rupees worth from all over the world? Me and if you transact business in terms of transferring of funds, what challenges come about to us, we exactly understand. But these funds are moving freely, flowing into his accounts or his Nexus account is something which is amazing, that the deep nexus, and I'm sure it is just not only private individuals, but there are a number of other individuals which are in the government, in the state, which are involved, which is hugely the same. The third point which you mentioned is the neo-converts. Just remember that neo-converts are the most dangerous. It may be here or anywhere or either side of it. I'm not talking of only conversion to Islam. It can be conversion to any other this thing, because firstly they are the most vulnerable. They need to prove their loyalty beyond doubt. Something like what Pakistan has to keep on proving to the world. That is the most Islamic nation, because it's possibly the newest country which has adopted Islam as this thing. So they have to prove to the Arab world that they are the most phenomenal, and so case the Bangladesh. So you look at these challenges, this 0.5 threat which we talk, it is in trying to not only prove but to align with anti-Indian forces to prove this, that we are working for the cause of larger Ummah and we are willing to become muzahidas and stuff like that. And the last point I will wind up here is the ease which is becoming by shaping the mind of people, and that is digital interface. There across the digital social media, Telegram, Facebook, WhatsApps, Twitter, and a very easy switching names between Christian name, Hindu name, and alliances into Islamic names, putting out YouTube videos. They got lakhs and lakhs followers who follow them. And this targeting of the weaker section of the society is something very, very concerning. And yes, what you said is right. It is a challenge of Ghazwa Hind, you may call, or whatever you call it, is a 0.5 challenge to us.
The 0.5 challenge also from the perspective that they are focused on a demographic alteration. Now, this is a continuum, thought continuum, which starts with Simi, PFI, Maulana Jalaluddin urf Chhangur. So, unfair to call him a Baba because it's got nothing to do with the Hindu faith or the Sanatan faith. Again, camouflage, masking, camouflage very, very conveniently that they are doing. Certainly nothing gentlemanly about their operations. More than 3,000 people who were part of his network, viewers and to our guests. And they were spread across the country, and their objective, these men, was to try and convert as many Hindu women as possible. And so this overall modus operandi was to snare a woman, trap her, radicalize her, convert her, marry her, and then leave her. And then move on to the next one. And these were the scores. Now, a very shocking news that has come out about Chhangur alias Jalaluddin's chocolate boy. He's called the chocolatey boy Badr Siddiqui. One of the looks very good. He has lured more than 25 to 30 Hindu girls, and despite being married, a new case of love jihad of Badr Siddiqui has come. And this again part of these massive grooming gangs. And this has come from Meerut. A girl from Meerut who has exposed this whole story. She exposed that Badr Siddiqui also trapped her, and she came to know that Badr Siddiqui was already married. She told her brother about this, and in a conversation the girl told her that she had also been converted, turned into a Muslim, and before too late, she's already realized that she's trapped and she's gone, hook, line and sinker. And most of these women are far radicalized. The ISIS widows case still remains. And it all started in Kerala, and this entire template has now become a toolkit. Professor Nachiketa Tiwari.
Yeah, Anand and Lieutenant General Pandey, thanks for having me here. Actually, the more I think about it, the more difficult and complicated and complex this challenge is. First, so if you look at it at a macro level, what could be the goals of such operations? What kind of organizational strength you need to make this happen? Third is what is the scope of operations. And fourth is what is the scale of operations. So just let's look at the goals. I mean, the goal is to convert, as you said. The goal is also to use blackmail as a tool to do further things. The goal is also to do sexual exploitation, and through that they may be generating money also. The goal is also to do terrorism. You know, once you are in that, you are getting blackmailed. So the goal is also terrorism. The goal is also to imperil national security. And the goal is also to disturb communal harmony. I mean, it's a multi-spectral challenge. Now you look at what kind of skills you need to do all this. You need skills in IT, you need skills in finance, you need skills in psychology, you need skills in theology, you need skills in organizational behavior, and so on and so forth. You need skills in arms training, you know. You need skills in, you know, how to deal with all these who do involve in sex trafficking and all that. So again, multispectral goals, multispectral skills. Then you look at the scale of operations. I mean, we are talking about just one guy, 500 crores, this Chhangur Maulvi, which we are talking about. And it's not just one location. You have people in Kerala, you have it in Goa, you have it in Rajasthan, you have it in Madhya Pradesh, you have it in Uttar Pradesh. And I'm sure, I mean, very quickly we'll find out it's all over the place.
It's been unearthed in Madhya Pradesh also. Indore and 2-3 areas, this whole story has now come out. That they were running this racket there.
And the last part is, it's not like one country operation. It's multi-country. It's basically a big or several MNCs working in this area. So obviously the aim is not just converting 100 people or 200 people there, rather than, I mean, you want to implode or break the whole society in a methodical, organized, multispectral way. And so that when the system responds, they may just be looking at one dimension, other dimension. I mean, so the way I look at it, it's a very serious, organized way of attacking our country, our civilization, our people. And that's how it should be viewed as. I mean, we cannot just look at it in a very narrow prism.
No, look at the grooming gangs in the UK. It's a similar modus operandi, you know. It's happening in Belgium, it's happening in Germany, it's happening in Japan. There are reports that have emerged that there is a huge trend that is happening in Japan. So there is a thought continuum to this, General Pandey.
Yeah, so that is how they have worked over a period of time. After all, conversion is a way to expand your population or ideology. It's nothing very unique and new to only this thing. But yes, the way it is being propagating, the more importantly, how we are trying to overlook it. In our own country, we avoid speaking about it because, again, what Professor Tiwari just said, it is going to disturb the communal harmony. Let's keep quiet, let's bury it. Why question? And especially when these things happen to a minority community in a blob where they are staying all together, the possibility the police trying to approach and carry out investigation, that much is restricted. Then, of course, overall, which I just heard the previous conversation of yours in the previous debate, then it becomes political. After all, everybody is looking at the political goal to get some votes across. And these are all bunch votes which are definitely going to come out and vote. So all these skills, and the last point, you just imagine, they are targeting women, especially women who are widows from economic weaker section. There are girls. Why is it so? Because each and every woman, when it comes across this path, one is she is far more radical. She's got no way of going back to the society, right? She's permanently there, and thereafter she can be used anywhere. She can be sent to Afghanistan, she can be sent to Syria, she can be sent to Pakistan, she can be sent for any other task. And not only that, she is one who will thereafter also go out and lure the next set of girls. It's much more easier to form a team. You know, when you look at this Kerala story, when it came about, everybody was very squeamish about it. It doesn't happen. There are only 1 or 2 cases. But anybody who stayed in Kerala or has known about what was there, we knew 20-25 years back, being from army, secluded into an environment, we knew the whisper which was on, that there is a money which is there. So the youth were being paid money which was laid for a Christian girl this much amount, for a Brahmin girl this much amount, and by the way, if you get a girl from a much more lower caste or something, you'll get lesser amount. So there was a targeting which was happening. And of course, it is a situation of carrying out demographic change.
Right.
But most importantly, what I think Professor Tiwari has said, it will lead to sectarian gaps. It will lead to communal disharmony.
And they have tried to tap in and cash in on the loopholes. This merits a larger discussion, and we'll do it in the subsequent edition that's on Tuesday. We'll take this story forward, and I'll request both of your time to join us back so that we can have an in-depth conversation, because the details emerging are startling. Last I remember, 2019, the Kerala Christian Forum had made a submission saying nearly 30,000 Christian girls may have been trapped. The Arsha Vidya Samajam has chronicled nearly 8,000 men and women who have perhaps been rescued from these kind of gangs which are operational not just in Kerala now. This is happening pan-Bharat and also across the world. There are cases that are now coming to the fore. So we'll go in depth onto this conversation into Tuesday edition of The Right Stand. But for the moment, I've run out of time. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Namaste.
Thank you.
Co-presented by This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Prioritizing the country over anything else. He was quoted as saying that there are national interests that go above party interests, even though there are ideologies that dictate parties. Now, senior Congress leader K. Muralidharan has reacted sharply to what Shashi Tharoor said, declaring that the party has given up on Tharoor, announcing that he would be barred from party events in Thiruvananthapuram, from where he is actually an MP, until he aligns his party's stance. The BJP has quickly seized of this situation, slamming Congress for its obsession with family politics, accusing the party of sidelining leaders like Tharoor for voicing support for the country's national security.
അല്ല അദ്ദേഹം ഞങ്ങൾ ആ കാര്യം ഞങ്ങൾ വിട്ടല്ലോ. ഇപ്പം അദ്ദേഹം ഞങ്ങളെ കൂട്ടത്തിൽ കൂടിയതായി ഞങ്ങൾ കണക്കാക്കുന്നില്ല. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ നടപടി വേണോ വേണ്ടെന്നുള്ള ദേശീയ നേതൃത്വം തീരുമാനിക്കട്ടെ. അദ്ദേഹം നിലപാട് തിരുത്താത്തോളം കാലം തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് പാർട്ടിയുടെ ഒരു പരിപാടിയിലും അദ്ദേഹത്തിനെ ഞങ്ങൾ പങ്കെടുപ്പിക്കില്ല. അദ്ദേഹം ബഹിഷ്കരിക്കുക. അദ്ദേഹം ഞങ്ങളുടെ കൂടെ ഇല്ല, പിന്നെ എന്തിനാ ബഹിഷ്കരിക്കുന്നത്?
We have certain values and convictions that keep us in our parties, but we need to cooperate with other parties in the interests of national security, the question you asked. Sometimes the parties feel that is disloyal to them, and that becomes a big problem. Which is your first loyalty? To my mind, the nation comes first. A safer India, an India whose borders are protected, whose territory is safe, whose people's well-being can be nurtured. And that is my commitment. And if we hold that ideal up, a lot of people have been very critical of me because of the stand I've taken supporting our armed forces and our government and what happened recently in our country and on our borders. But I will stand my ground because I believe this is the right thing for the country.
Now, we're learning from the Congress party that the party itself has not taken any decision yet if it has to distance itself from Tharoor. They're considering Mr. Muralidharan's viewpoint as his own personal opinion, but the problem is that it has been voiced in public and he has almost made an announcement that Shashi Tharoor is no longer part of them. Pallavi Ghosh, my colleague, joining us with more on this. Pallavi, this is the internal rift, but also the internal conflict on the issue of Shashi Tharoor kind of becoming very apparent. You know, the party leadership doesn't want to be seen as taking any decision against Tharoor, but local leaders are not keeping quiet.
Absolutely, and Shivani, I think it best captures the dilemma within the Congress party. They can't live with Shashi Tharoor, they can't live without Shashi Tharoor, and that is the reason why the Congress is having to think many times over before taking any action against him. Well, what we are picking up from top Congress sources is one, Muralidharan's comments are his own. It doesn't come from any official position. There is no reason why we should be believing or accepting what he's saying. And the second thing is that the Congress party has to make up its mind yet on whether they want to take any action against Shashi Tharoor or not. Now look at the issue that he's picked up, that is of national security, of nationalism. That is an issue on the basis of which they feel that Shashi Tharoor cannot be slighted, he cannot be facing any kind of an action, because it is only going to go back and hitting out at the Congress. And that is the reason why the Congress sources are telling us that as of now, they have not made up their mind. They don't plan to take any action against Shashi Tharoor. They are waiting and watching to see. And it is by and large an issue being raised by the Kerala unit of the Congress party, where clearly the dissent is very, very obvious. There's an anger against Shashi Tharoor because they feel that these kind of comments will only end up hurting the party's chances in the 2026 state assembly elections.
Right. Pallavi, this is of course becoming almost an untenable situation. What's the mind of the senior leaders of the Congress party, and on ground, this boycott of sorts that is being talked about by the Congress leaders? Do you think it will go ahead, even if not in letter but in spirit? And how is Mr. Shashi Tharoor likely to take this?
Well, I mean, in fact, we saw it inside the parliament. When I was roaming around inside parliament, I also saw that particular glimpse where K.C. Venugopal did interact with Shashi Tharoor. Clearly, the party also wants to send out this kind of a perception that, we are all in it together. We are not hurting any of us and hating each other. And I think that best captures the kind of problems the Congress party faces, on why they cannot take any action against Shashi Tharoor, and why they also feel that the issues that we are raising are the ones which will give a huge ammunition to the BJP.
Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. The government and the opposition have crossed swords over Operation Sindur. The opposition is saying that they want a full-fledged discussion in Parliament, and they also want clarification on the repeated claims that are being made by President Donald Trump that he was the one who mediated a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. India has, of course, outright rejected those claims. The opposition also wants the Prime Minister to address the House and clarify on these comments. The BJP says there will be a discussion. In fact, the Speaker's office has confirmed that they have allotted 16 hours for the discussion on Operation Sindur sometime next week. The Prime Minister today, in the first day of the monsoon session of Parliament, setting the stage in a way by saying that this will be a Vijay Utsav. The national unity between government and opposition, between ruling party benches, the treasury benches and the opposition benches that we saw during the course of Operation Sindur and its immediate aftermath, will that now stand the test of Parliament's rough and tumble? This is going to be the biggest scrutiny, the biggest test in that sense of national unity that was achieved in the aftermath of Operation Sindur. Will politics and the hum and drum of Parliament derail that national unity when it comes to such an important national security issue? Let's listen in to various political reactions coming in today, and then we'll go across to our guests as well.
ये मॉनसून सत्र एक विजयोत्सव है। पूरी दुनिया ने भारत की सैन्य शक्ति का, भारत के सैन्य के सामर्थ्य का रूप देखा है। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में भारत की सेना ने जो लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया था 100% अचीव किया। आतंकियों के आकाओं के घर में जाकर के 22 मिनट के भीतर ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के तहत उसको जमींदोज कर दिया गया। देश ने एकता की ताकत देखी है।